My name is Penny Hogan, and I'm standing in front of the Center for Food Action in Mahwah. Did you know that prior to the pandemic, 1 in 14 residents of Bergen County experienced hunger and food insecurity? Today, surveys show that in a single week in Bergen County, more than 20,000 people will rely on donated food. That's why this Advent season, Westside is partnering with 2 organizations that are dedicated to feeding the hungry in our area: the Center for Food Action and the Social Service Association of Ridgewood and Vicinity. Our goal? To raise $50,000 by Christmas Eve. Today, I'll be speaking with Patricia Espy, the Executive Director of the Center for Food Action. CFA has been serving our neighbors in need for 45 years. Patricia, it's good to be with you today. And as you know, Westside has partnered with CFA for many, many years. But this is my first time here in your operation in Mahwah. So thank you for opening your doors today and sharing a little bit about what it is you do and who you serve. Would you mind sharing with us your mission?
Not at all. And first, thank you so much for joining us today. Westside Presbyterian has been a tremendous partner with the Center for Food Action. So that we're very grateful for. And our mission it's basically neighbors helping neighbors. It's providing food to those who need it. It's keeping a roof over people's heads. It is keeping their lights and their heat on. We're here to really provide basic services to people, but also to do counseling and advocacy and help people move beyond the crisis. And certainly this pandemic has brought more people to our door. We are seeing about 4,000 households coming through a month. That's up substantially from 1,200 to 1,500 pre-pandemic. So it's really changed the face of hunger and brought light to an existing problem, one that was here before, but so many more people have been impacted.
You mentioned the things that you do, the services you provide in addition to food, which many people may not know because of your name being Center for Food Action. So could you explain a little bit more about how you assist those in need and the other services that you provide?
Well, we look at it as the whole family and what their needs are, and certainly keeping people housed is a very critical component. So starting around 1980, we moved into also providing housing assistance. Now with the moratorium and what's been happening with rents being put on hold so people aren't being evicted at the same numbers, it has put a lot of stress on people who once were able to cover their rent or their housing cost, and now there's no dollars left for them to do that. So we see on the horizon a tremendous number of people that would be at risk of becoming homeless when the moratorium is finished. And we're gearing up to be able to step forward and help people who don't have other resources and who got behind on their rent. It's just a tragedy that's in the making on top of everything else that's happened over this past 18, 21 months.
So have you really seen a drop in support? I know we were talking earlier, corporations used to do food drives. People are not back in the office, so that sounds like it's been a big impact, as well as other organizations who had regular food drives, so there's a need to supplement that.
I think that when the pandemic first hit, people reached into their pocketbooks and they contributed. It's gotten harder for everybody. And so some people who donated to us 3 years ago are now coming for food. So there's just been a change in our community. We have a couple of other programs other than the emergency food with the drive-through that people are coming. We do weekend snack packs. We want to make sure that kids have food on the weekend. We have a Dinners for Seniors program. If you're familiar with something like the Blue Apron program, this is to get some healthy foods that they might not typically buy to them so that they can do a meal. It comes with a recipe, but people can do whatever they want with that food.
That's so wonderful. And as you've been talking, I'm just struck by the fact that children may not have food at home for 2 full days unless they receive the snack packs that you provide.
Yeah, a third of our the people coming to us are children, and 21% are seniors. So we're really talking a vulnerable population. And certainly there's nothing worse for a parent than to see your child, suffering. So.
Oh, sure. As you've noted, things have certainly changed since the pandemic. And is there anything else that you would like us to know about your operation, about what you do, the people that you serve?
You probably know people that need our services. It is not the same as some people envisioned pre-pandemic. These are people that are coming to us. They may have had wonderful jobs. They may have had steady hours. And that has changed. And it's going to take a while for people to get back to where they were. But also I think that the pandemic has made all of us realize that poverty is in here in our communities, that we had an epidemic of hunger before, and it's certainly going to continue after. But right now, we're just asking people to do what they can to get the resources to us so that we can serve our community.
Well, we thank you for your time today and all that you've shared to help enlighten us on the broad strokes of what it is that you do here. And if it's okay, we'd love to take a tour of the warehouse.
Absolutely.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Welcome to our warehouse. Here we have some fantastic volunteers who are working behind me. This is a place where packages get put together for people. Food comes in all kinds of ways. So some of it is you donating a bag that has a lot of different items in it, and some is coming in from drives where everything gets kind of jumbled in together and we sort it here. Inventory is constantly being updated, and food goes out as it comes in. We have the ability to have trucks pull up to our door. Paper goods has been one of the key things that we've been trying to get in sufficient quantities. If you've shopped yourself, you may know that there are shortages in some of these items. Diapers are extremely expensive and always in much demand. That is a product which can wipe out a budget.
As you have heard, the Center for Food Action has a lot of work to do and needs our help. I hope you'll join me in donating to our Advent campaign to raise $50,000 by Christmas Eve to combat this silent and invisible issue of food insecurity in our own backyard. Whatever you're able to give, we thank you in advance for your generosity.